The point of this video is to discuss the Delphi case, and more specifically the two sketches from the case. If you're not familiar with the case, I've linked various other YouTubers below. They've done amazing work discussing this case in its entirety. I would really recommend you checking out their stuff before you watch this video. With that said, I'm just going to go right into it, the two sketches and why I think they're so important to this case. The original sketch is of an older guy. He's heavyset with facial hair, he's got a weird hat on, and all of the information that we have points that this sketch actually came from an encounter that Bridge Guy had on the trail with a person that we all know online as Flannel Shirt Guy. The sketch and Flannel Shirt Guy are so important because if this is actually accurate, then it shows Bridge Guy would have most likely gone back through the woods to the trail where he ran into Flannel Shirt Guy. And that would lend a ton of credibility to the idea that Bridge Guy parked in the abandoned CPS building and that, he came in and left from the trails. It would also show pretty much exactly the time that Bridge Guy left the scene that day. Here's a clips from True Crime Investigates that's going to show exactly what I'm talking about.
Approximately 2:35 p.m., Cheyenne approaches the pivotal point. At the same time, Flannel Shirt Guy is arriving at Highway 25, 10 minutes walk behind her.
2:42 p.m., he arrives at the pivotal point, and Cheyenne arrives at the northwest side of the bridge.
Because Cheyenne's seen nothing, we know that the suspect would have made it back to the path at approximately 2:47, but not before the time that the flannel-shirted guy would have seen him exiting.
Now, this is the elapsed time of the suspect's escape route up that north side from Ron Logan's property back to the trail. He remained in that area to be hidden and unseen, and that's the area right there.
This is approximately a 4 to 5 minute walk. We feel that the suspect was trying to be stealthy and unseen and not make a rustle in the leaves. And again, this places him on that trail at the time that the flannel shirt guy would have been coming back down after the pivotal point.
But this is based on witnesses saying what they saw of a man there at the time, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
Yeah, that was from an eyewitness person who saw a person that looked like this leaving that area around that time that day.
So that means that Flannel Shirt Guy is the person that saw the suspect leaving that day.
So, as you can see, this eyewitness account is so important because it would tell us a lot. But even early on, there were people who doubted Flannel Shirt Guy's statement.
Here's the parking area. And Derek got here at 3:14, immediately got out of his car and started walking. Now, in one of these groups, they're claiming that they have a witness who right here at the 501 foot step sign for this path right here, which is actually right here, there's a sign right on this little corner here, that the witness saw the suspect right here. Okay, and that they were walking by and they had a scarf on. Okay, but Derek was right here at the same time and he talked to an older man with a plaid jacket and he had been coming from this direction. So he would have seen the same person. Okay, unless you're going to say that the suspect guy was like hiding in the woods right here and then kind of just popped out right here. Right at the main intersection of all the people walking the trails. So I don't know what to believe here. It's possible the witness saw it was later than 3:15, but that's when everybody was walking around already. I mean, not everybody, but Derek was there looking, and then at 3:30, he walked the other direction down this trail, and he didn't see anyone. So I don't know if that's accurate that at 3:15 at the 501 foot sign, right when Derek was there, that a witness saw the suspect. That just doesn't make sense to me.
During the course of this investigation, we have concluded the first sketch released will become secondary as of today. The result of the new information and intelligence over time leads us to believe the sketch, which you will see shortly, is the person responsible for the murders of these two little girls.
A quote from the Lafayette Journal and Courier says, On Wednesday, police emphasized that a new sketch of a suspect's face is not supposed to be a different take on the composite sketch of a heavier, older-looking man. They are, according to Indiana State Police Sergeant Kim Riley, not the same person. Riley also said Wednesday that the original sketch, released in the summer of 2017, showing a man with a goatee and a driving cap, is not presently a person of interest in this investigation. If the first sketch was not of Bridge Guy, but it was someone else, then it's pretty safe to assume that Flannel Shirt Guy did not see Bridge Guy that day. In fact, there's a real chance that no one saw Bridge Guy leaving that day. And that says a lot, and it opens up a lot of possibilities that Bridge Guy didn't enter and exit through the trails at all, and he might have came in and left through the cemetery. This would validate the idea that this is someone who knows the area really well. I would be willing to bet that you could walk those trails for years and never have a clue that there was a path to a cemetery there at all. It would also explain why he had the girls cross the creek in the first place, because it would have been closer to his planned escape. So, who else saw Bridge Guy that day? The only other known witness appears to be a woman, and she's mentioned here in this clip from True Crime Investigates.
Evidence that we have given. We placed the flannel shirt guy as an eyewitness that seen the suspect leaving that day.
The sketch was derived off several eyewitnesses who saw the suspect that day. One who saw him leaving. That would be the flannel shirt guy. Now, in Kim Riley's slip-up at the press release sketch, he stated that there was another witness, a she. She must have been a person before the girls arrived that day, not Cheyenne.
After doing some research on this female witness, the most common account that I've come across is this woman online who apparently came across a younger guy standing next to his car. And when she asked him if he needed help, he wouldn't make eye contact with her, and he was acting very strange, and he said he was waiting on his father to come help him with his car. Now, it's just a rumor, but it sure does seem really strange when you take this into account.
We're seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building in the city of Delphi that was abandoned on the east side of County Road 300 North next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway between the hours of noon to 5 on February 14th, 2017. If you were parked there or know who was parked there, please contact the officers at the command post at the Delphi City building.
What I find so interesting is an interview Minivan Traveler does with Sergeant Riley.
You bet. And this may explain why you've been so limited on the information you've released on the suspicious vehicle or sedan parked off of County Road 300 between noon and 5. Is that the day the girls were kidnapped and presumably killed? Is that because there's somebody may be phoning information in on a vehicle, 5,000 miles away that looks the same?
Right. Basically, this car was parked along the roadway sometime between the hours of noon and 5 the day the girls went missing, which was the 13th of April. We don't have much of a description other than it was a car.
Yeah.
We need to see if somebody can give us make, model, a color, if somebody noticed a license plate, even if they don't know if it was
Sure.
the numbers, if they knew it was a state, what state the plate was out of. Because sometimes, in a small county like that, somebody may drive by and they say, oh, that's not from Indiana, that's from California or Tennessee.
Yeah.
They'll notice something like that, but they may not notice the whole information. So it's that any information we can get on that car would be helpful for us.
It wasn't parked in the parking lot by the abandoned CPS building, but it was on the side of the road. And parking on the side of the road in plain view seems so strange to me, especially if you're about to go commit a crime like this one. Is it possible that BG actually did have a problem with his car when he drove away from the scene, and someone actually came and helped him get his car home? If there's any credibility to the rumored account of that female witness, it would line up perfectly with what Sergeant Riley said about the car on the side of the road. And if someone did come get him, it definitely would explain this.
We are confident that you have told someone what you have done. Or at the very least, they know because of how different you are since the murders.